Hey, welcome back to the channel. Quick video today. Meet recap and why you should compete if you're on the fence. If that's something you're interested in, stick around. Okay, so I had a meet, a qualifying meet for USPA Nationals a couple weeks ago. I wanted to just quickly do a recap. A couple reasons I like to do that. One, then I have evidence when I get old and gray, even though I'm already gray. I can go back and look and see what I did. But two, to really encourage folks that are on the fence on whether they should compete in a powerlifting meet, to really encourage them to do it because it's a great experience. So I did the Central Strength Classic. It's a USPA drug-tested meet, so it's a qualifier for the drug-tested national meet in Vegas. It's at the Flamingo. I did it last year. It was a great experience. But you got to get one of those meets in and hit a qualifying total to be able to enter that national meet. And this meet was in Campbell, California, which is basically San Jose. It's just a little part right outside of downtown San Jose at a cool gym called Central Strength. Great little small gym. I went there, weighed in the day before, got a hotel. Once I made weight, ate a ton of food, and then had the actual meet. Knew zero people. Zip. Had never met a person at that meet before in my life, and I didn't bring anybody with me. So kind of just Lone Rangered the day, and it was really fun. But I was super nervous. And I've done a bunch of meets now, and I don't know why I was super nervous. So I go into the meet as a recap, and my opener for squat was 418.8. I'm going to do everything in pounds because the kilogram to pounds, it gets confusing. So everything in pounds. So I had an opener of 418.8. As I was warming up, I was thinking, man, I just don't feel it today. I just don't feel it. And so I changed my opener down one to like 413 or whatever the next one lower is. And I don't know if it was the weight cut or what, but I just didn't feel right when I was squatting in warm-ups. But it was all mental. It was so much mental. And what I was thinking, and this is where I like doing these meets, it's good for me because mentally it's challenging. And I started to think, well, what if I bomb out? Right? I can easily get a class 2 qualifying total for nationals. All I have to do is just hit my openers and I'd easily have a class 2. I'd like to hit a class 1 total, but I don't need that to qualify for the national meet. And I started thinking, well, what if I bomb out? What if I don't hit my squat? If I don't get a single squat or I'm too high, I'm not qualifying. And then I got to find another meet sometime to try to qualify. And I started playing those head games. And so I got nervous. I went down a weight. I go up. My opener comes up just fine. Now we can start rolling. So I got my opener at 413 or whatever it was. I went up to 435.4. Fairly big jump. I got it. I wasn't sure on depth. Every meet's a little different. Something you're going to learn in powerlifting if you haven't competed is some meets depth is like a huge issue, and some meets it's not. I remember Basement Brandon missing one of his openers in one of his videos because of depth, and him saying it just like I always do. You know, if you're even kind of close, that, you know, you're leaving it in the hands of the judges, and mine's kind of close, right? There's some people that squat way below depth. But anyway, I got 435.4. I went up to 441, which was would be a meet PR, 441. I got that. Probably had a little bit to spare. I didn't feel like I hit depth. I don't know. I got 3 white lights. I'm not going to complain about it. So I ended up with squat at 441, which was a meet PR. I think I played some head games and that I didn't feel right, or maybe the weight cut was too hard. I felt fine. All right. I was just worried I was going to bomb out. So we get to bench, and I start warming up for bench, and bench is my best lift. I'm kind of built like an alligator. I have short arms. It helps me out a ton in bench. It does not help me out in deadlift. But bench was feeling good in warm-ups. My opener was 319.7, so around 320. At Nationals, that was my opener last summer. And I got a red light because it came up crooked. It just felt funny. And so that's still in my head. Like, I don't know why at Nationals that didn't come up right. But, man, it just flew up. 320 was nothing. It flew up. It was smooth. It was even. Just felt good. So I went up to 336.2, and that flew up. And that was my previous meet PR. So then I'm thinking, well, do I go up to like 350? I think I have it in me. But potentially miss it. Do I just try to go like 342, which I know I'm going to get? I mean, I was feeling so good, I knew 342 would come up. So it's a tough decision there on the jump. I ended up kind of going a little bit conservative. I went 342 for my final bench, and it moved fine, and I got it. Really pleased with how I got it. I mean, it didn't just fly up, but it's 342 pounds, and I weighed in 197.4. So for my weight, the 198 class, that's a solid bench. So I was happy with that. Maybe left some on I probably left some on the table. But whatever, it was cool. I got a meet PR. Just a few years ago, my best bench was 302 in a meet, or 301. So it's come up a little bit. Get to deads. Deads are my weakness. Deads have always been my weakness, and maybe it's leverages. It's partly because, in my life I've not focused on lower back. I've not focused on hamstrings. I've not focused on glutes or abductors and those kind of things. If I conventional deadlift, I'd probably be a little bit stronger. Not now, because I practice in sumo, but it just hurts my back. And so I was talking to a kid there. I say a kid, college kid. He was 21 years old. And he had a massive deadlift and a massive squat. And I was talking to him. And he asked me, he's like, man, I wish I had your bench. What can I do to get your bench? And I was telling him, man, I wish I had your deadlift. I'd love to be able to deadlift over 500 pounds. And I think what I learned is, it's great to be great at all three lifts, but everybody's built different. And don't compare yourself to others. Nobody else is, really. Nobody cares what you're doing when you're lifting. Everybody's cheering for you. And so it was just a cool conversation, and I just told him what I do for bench and how I train, and he told me what he does for deads, and we train very similar. It's just, plus he's also a lot younger than me. But so deads, I started with 391.3. It moved. It came up fine. I jumped up to 413.3, and boy, that didn't come up by much. And listen to the crowd on this 413.3.
That's a good lifter, Chad. Nick, you're the lifter. 3 reps in a...
Keep in mind, I know nobody. It's pretty neat, right? I mean, they're cheering for me, and they don't know me from Adam. So then I bumped up, I don't know, for my third, it would have been a meet PR, and it didn't move. So I ended up being 8 for 9. I ended up getting just under 1,200. And I qualified as a Class 1. So that was really cool. To qualify for Nationals as a Class 1 was a cool accomplishment for me. So I have entered the national meet in Vegas, which is in June. My final total, my qualifying total was 1,196 at the 90 kilogram weight class, 198. So, I know where the work needs to be done. My deadlift shouldn't be close to my bench. That's not good. But I keep working hard on deadlift. In fact, I'm doing a deadlift program right now, a 6-week deadlift program, taking a break on bench, just to really try to be more balanced. as a lifter, because I do not want to be just a bench guy. That's not what I want to be at all. So anyway, that was the meet. It was great. It was fun. If you are thinking about or on the fence about doing a powerlifting meet or any strength sport, I can only speak to powerlifting because that's all I've done. But I have gone to strongman events, and they look really fun too. But if you're on the fence, do it. Man, listen to that crowd cheering me on. It's so much fun, and it's good for it. For me anyway, it's good because it gets me out of my comfort zone, you know, and it forces me to you know, kind of do something that's uncomfortable. And while it can lead to some disappointment, without taking that risk of competing, you don't get that satisfaction of when you accomplish something. And for me, that accomplishment of getting that Class 1 total, qualifying total for the national meet, that's a cool feeling because I did that, right? I know there's people that can crush me, crush my scores and stuff, but I'm just worried about me. And so, anyway, great day. Enter a meet if you're thinking about it. Until next time, adios.